Gonna start with some PlayStation 2 games. Got another copy of Tekken 4 Platinum. It's a really good game. Can never get too much Tekken. I've got Evil Twin, which I thought I saw somewhere before that it was a good game. But yeah, you can see it's an early Ubisoft game with the early logo there. I'll have to give that a try to see if that's any good. SNK Arcade Classics 1. I think it's the third time I buy this. I have it for both the Wii and the PSP. But some really good games there. SNK made great arcade games. They did indeed. And Sumner. I think it's a series actually. I believe there's a second one of these. But if it's any good, I'll have to play it to see. Turtle Smash Up. I believe this is the Krabby game. It's the tournament fighter thingy. Yep. I haven't tried it yet, but it should not be too good. But it was cheap, and everything turtle can be good. Legend of Spyro New Beginning. That trilogy, the Legend of Spyro trilogy, is really good. I was aiming on getting, I think that the two first games are only out on this generation, so the PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube. I'm aiming to getting them on the Xbox. But in the meantime, PlayStation 2 always good. Tyler Tasmanian Tiger 2. Yeah, generic platformer from EA. I think the first one was actually pretty decent, as far as I remember. And here's a good one. Actually had this one already, but King of Fighters Maximum Impact with the book and everything. And I only had it loose. This one is Casey is not so good condition, but everything else is like new, so the book and the book is in really good condition. A really good King of Fighters game. I like it. I like it more than some of the newer ones, at least. Got a single PlayStation 3 game here. Time Crisis. Blazing Storm. So this is actually Time Crisis 4 and what's it called? Third Storm Pirates or something. Yeah. I actually got it because it supports Move, and I have Time Crisis already, but I need the gun for that. This one I can play with Move only, but I didn't check it out correctly before I bought it because I only have the what's it called, the Move controller thing. But you actually need, you actually need the directional pad thingy as well. I'll be looking out for that, I guess, so I can play this game. And Epic Media 2, The Power of 2, 3. That's the last of the Epic Media games. I have all of them. This one is not as good as the first one, but they can't all be. Haven't tried in 2-player though, and I think it's more 2-player centric. I'll have to try that at one point. We got Perfect Dark Zero for Xbox 360 Limited Collector's Edition. This nice steelbook here. I'm trying to collect all the rare games. They're made by Rare, not rare games, but It's sad that they weren't allowed to use their own logo. It's sad that they've been absorbed so much by Microsoft. But it's not as bad as... Oh yeah, they used it. It's not as bad as people say. It's still a pretty decent game. It's just not a good, perfect dark game compared to the first one, sadly. And then I got an add-on pack for Fallout 3. Because this was a lot cheaper than actually buying the damn DLC. I think there are actually 3 of these packs with 2 in each. I got this one, which has the Pit and Operation Anchorage. And this one is Broken Steel and Point Lookout. So whenever I feel the urge to play Fallout 3 again, I can have some extra DLC now. It's always good. For very cheap compared to what it's still going for. Can't believe they're not regulating their prices more on the store. Okay, that's how it goes. And Formula 1, 97. Generic Formula 1 game for PlayStation 1. But I think it's completely gone. No, it's missing its manual, but yeah. In very good shape. I think I paid like €1 for it or something. So. Nothing else, I can use the case. The case is in really good condition. Yes. Final Fantasy VIII. I already have the 8. This is a much better copy than mine. So switching now. And it's a good game. It's always the everlasting debate of which is better, this one or Final Fantasy VII. Platinum, unfortunately, but it's like new and it has the demo disc and everything. So I'm really happy I found these two. Some of the last things I will find in the wild, I guess, this year. Well, I hope not, but you never know. Really good game. And it plays beautifully on the PS3. It's actually what I use my PS3 mostly for these days. Playing PS1 games. And I normally don't buy N64 games, but this one was cheap. I think I paid same as a loose card, maybe a little bit more for it. As you see, the box is in horrible condition here. Horrible. It's actually been held together with tape a few places, which I absolutely hate. But the manual is like new and the game itself is in very nice condition. And it was cheap, so can't complain about that. And I was actually missing it, which is weird because it's one of the better Turok games in my opinion. Not as advanced of course as the others, and it doesn't use the expansion pack or anything. I remember playing this a lot on the PC. Well, I actually tried it first at a friend's house on the N64. This was released before GoldenEye, so I actually think this is precursor to that. And again, the controls are not as good as GoldenEye, but very good game. And this. And then I found some Game Boy games here. I actually went out of my way to buy them. Darkwing Duck. Yeah, what can you say, Darkwing Duck? It's a Mega Man game by Capcom. That's pretty much it. It has some nice mechanics that you can grab holes of the roof and stuff. The levels. Highly recommended though, but it's going up in price like crazy. I'm looking for the NES version as well, but that's also insane. Crazy prices. Same with this one, Shadow Warriors. It's not the same as the NES game. Actually, this is Ninja Gaiden for all other territories in the EU. But yeah, it's pretty good. Hard as balls. They usually are. Nothing new there. Chase HQ by Taito, which is what passed for a racing game back in the day. It's still kind of fun. I can recommend it if you find it really cheap and you like the old style racing games, like Rad Race and stuff like that. It's kind of the same style. It works really well on the old Game Boy. And last one, Game Boy games here. Swiv, which was also very cheap, or I wouldn't have bought it. I have this. I recently, I think it was in one of my earlier videos this year that I bought the Super Nintendo version of this. But yeah, this is very inferior. But at least it's made by the same people, I believe. So cheap game, it's okay. I got some NES games. Hooray! Chippendale Rescue Rangers. This is actually the German box, and the manual in here is in German as well. And the text on the back, as you can see, but the game is the game from my region, Scandinavia. So that's pretty decent. And it's all in immaculate condition. I mean, rarely find NES games in this good condition. And speaking of good condition, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. Hooray! Several variations of this box. This is it's not a German box, but I think it's the generic European one. That's that, or it's the French one, I think. But also complete with manual and everything. Really great shape. Can't complain. For a decent price, I think it was. Can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was pretty decent. Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo. Hooray! I love Super Nintendo stuff. And this is a must-have in any Super Nintendo collection. It is the cheapest game of the Street Fighter 2 games, I believe, on Super Nintendo. There are actually 4 of them. And I have the last one as well, Street Fighter Alpha 2. That's why I hadn't bought it, this one until now. But this one is really fun. I remember playing it a lot as a child. When I bought this, it had a huge sticker on the front. Someone had already tried to remove it. You see here it has some marks and stuff from where the sticker was. And there was still a huge residue of the sticker here. But it cleaned up pretty nicely, if you ask me. And other than that, it's in great shape. There's a little bit of warping on the top of the box. Most Super Nintendo games have that. Has a little bit. The manual sadly is in not too good shape. But it's all there. I mean, the card is really good shape. So. Fantastic game. I love expanding my Super Nintendo collection. Speaking of that, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's weird to see a Capcom game with not their logo plastered all over the box. I think it's it's only there in very, very, very small print somewhere. But it's really good, and I believe it was a launch title for the Super Nintendo, since it's really just a port of the NES game. A very good condition here as well in the box. I think one of the tabs though, let me see if I can find it. I think it's this tab in here. You can see it's been kind of worn off, so it's actually it dropped off, whatever you want to call it. But it's still there. It's in the box. The manual's great shape. The card is in great shape as well. Really weird box out here. Remnant of the NES days, I think. And then I looked, and I couldn't believe there wasn't a Gradius game on the Super Nintendo. But it seems there were, just not in Europe. We didn't get it for some reason. That was a launch title as well. So I went out of my way to get the Japanese one. So might as well. This one was actually cheaper than a loose card copy of the North American one. It's exactly the same game though. Just looks a bit different. It has more of that. The card style is the same as the European ones. Don't understand anything of the writing now. But it's a shmup, so let's shoot 'em up. Don't really need to understand much. 1990 it says. Super Nintendo was not even out in Europe back then. A really great game. It runs fine on the EU Super Nintendo with a converter. You should get a special box protector for these though. They're not exactly the same as the European ones. And the last thing I got, just wanted to show. Donkey Kong Game & Watch. Accidentally almost stumbled across this while I was looking for something else. Not sure if you can see what it's actually working. That's really nice shape here. You can see him there, Mad Ape running around. A really, really fun game. It's actually surprising how fun and addictive this game can still be so many years after it's released. It's from 1982, so it's as old as I am. Well, this particular one might not be, but the game themselves were released. Sadly, it's missing its, as you can see, it's missing its serial number, so I can't even guess at how old it might be. But it has its original battery cover, and that's pretty nice. You can hear and see it's the thing. It always happens with these security latch breaks off, and that's because people just slammed them close with like too much force, and then they break off. But other than that, it's really great shape. A little fun fact, I think most people know this these days, but this was actually the first appearance of the D-pad. And this is what Nintendo copied for the NES. It made such a huge success of. Really, really fun game. Got it for a third of the normal going price. But you can see it is a bit beat up, so really nice game. And that was it. See you guys next time.